So we're gonna do the axle for the 2006 Brute Force. As you can see here, it's broke off. These can be a pain in the butt. I was gonna do it real quick today, and then I realized, hey, bring the camera out, get this done, and record it, see how bad this is gonna be. So I did start it off. This nut here is supposed to be a pain in the butt. It's supposed to be torqued to like 195 foot-pounds. So I'm not sure how we're going to get that off. It might be a little more than what my impact can do. I'm not sure yet. I did get the cotter pin out. So that's one thing. I did get that off. And then I figured, hey, why not record the process? So I'm going to leave the quad on the ground, leave the wheel on it until I break this thing loose, because I don't know how bad that's going to be. But once that's off, then I'll jack it up, pull the wheel off, and then we'll jump into the hub and get the shaft itself out. So yeah, let's see how this works out for us. Stretch. All right, make sure we're on full blast. This is 27 mil. Seems to be fit on that pretty good. Well, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Alright, before we start messing with this hub, I think the wheel bearing's shot too on this. We're just going to get this shaft out. We should be able to just come straight. You want to make sure it's straight as possible and just yank it straight out. You got a little clip. So you can see it here. You got a little clip. That's all it's holding that in there. So she's out. I broke her right off. It's crazy. We are into getting this part out, which I think this is like the hardest part, actually getting it out of the bearing itself. The hub just comes right off. Well, that's nice. Oh, it's lovely. All right, so now we got to try to get this out of the actual bearing itself. That might be easier said than done. I think we're gonna have to replace the bearing anyways. There's a good bit of play in there. So, all right, let's see what we can do. Just hit it hard. Nope. Took the inner race out. Which is the issue that I was worried about. But like I said, more than likely we got to replace these bearings anyways. They had a good bit of play in them. If you look in there, they're all rotted out and rusty. So that's a pain in the butt. But it is what it is. I'll have to let the customer know. He was kind of already aware about it, but yeah, it is what it is. Now we got to do a video on pressing these out. Get these bearings out. We're going to have to take this whole knuckle off. And remember, it says right here, it shows you, it says top. So when you put it back on, you can't put it on upside down. Takes 14 mil, seem to fit all right. That back on. There we go. Well, there's the bearing. Took a little bit to get the thing out, but yeah, you just can hit it down this side. What size sock was this? I don't even know. 1 1/8. Seemed to work all right. Didn't bang up any of this, but we're gonna clean this out and order some new bearings. We got the new bearing in. As you see, we press it in. Make sure when you get this clip in, make sure it's up inside of here. Nice. Sometimes you put it in, it actually isn't in the groove. So make sure, you might have to tap it with a screwdriver, but make sure it's up inside the groove. So I'll clean this off a little bit. All right, so it's in. You do have to mess with this a little bit. You have to line the grooves up and shove it in there. If you have to, you can take this and tap this with like a soft blow hammer, and it'll help it go in. Just make sure it's nice and sealed, nice and tight. Now, I always recommend putting a little bit of grease or anti-seize. I put a little bit of grease on here. It's gonna go in the bearing. So let's do that. Yep. Might mess with this a little bit more. Gotta check on the other side and make sure it's actually in the whole way. We'll see. Get that in. Move that up a little bit. And then this nut here goes on. This is gonna get torqued to 195 foot-pounds. And then we'll just tighten these up. I don't know the torque spec on these, but we can just tighten them up. And this should draw all this nice and tight here too. That's the last step. Should get your cotter pin in there. Put your cap on. Little easier said than done on the cap, especially when it's like 20 degrees out. This rubber gets really stiff. Come on, Bessie. There we go. That's it. If you guys got any questions, comments, don't forget.
Make sure to like my dad's channel.
There you go, guys. You heard it. All right, guys. God bless.